Is $80,000 enough to do that?
That's 2 tigers, right?
I haven't price shopped tigers recently.
Baby tigers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Drinking While Interviewing. I'm your host, Taylor D. Adams, and today I am joined by the one and only Andrew Sanders, play-by-play broadcaster. Are you a color guy or just play-by-play?
Just play-by-play.
All right, so Andrew, today we are drinking The Rock from Third Rock Brewing Company. It's an American IPA, 5.6%. Let's go ahead and get down to business.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, man. That's good.
What do you think?
I like that.
Yeah?
I like that. I've never tried it before.
Oh, me neither. Well, that's good. I'm not an IPA guy, but this is pretty good. Normally an IPA is a little too bitter for me, and I get sometimes what they call the hop headache.
Yeah.
That's probably because I'm getting old. But the bitterness goes away fairly quickly.
It's not too bitter, and for people that maybe aren't IPA drinkers like myself, it's not as hoppy as some other ones that you'll see. So I'm a fan. I like it.
When did you know you wanted to be a broadcaster or a play-by-play analyst?
It wasn't until late in high school. At that point, I realized that I wasn't going to play professionally. Well, I knew that kind of earlier. But in my head, I was going to be an engineer. I was good at math. And then I took pre-calc, and I realized that I didn't really want to do that. That wasn't going to be as much fun. So I started thinking about what I was good at. And I was always good at speaking publicly, and I knew a lot about sports. And so I had always had some interest in broadcasting, but when you're a little kid and you're 8 years old, I'm thinking that I'm maybe going to grow up to be 6'6" and play in the NBA. So once I realized that wasn't going to happen, I started to kind of hone in more on broadcasting.
Do you remember your first broadcast?
Yeah, vaguely. I forget if it was a men's or a women's soccer game, but it was in college, and we had one camera with a shotgun mic attached to it, and that was all we had. So the camera would pan right, and then I would kind of lean my body towards it and speak into the shotgun mic that way. And then as it panned down the other side of the field, I would then move this way and talk. So it wasn't the most glorious setup. It wasn't the most high-tech.
But for people that had surround sound, it was probably an experience.
It probably was. As a young broadcaster, I like to pay attention to other guys that are young in the business. And there's some really good ones out there right now. Joe Davis is one of my favorites. Joe Davis is about to take over for the Dodgers, and Adam Amin does a lot of ESPN stuff. So I kind of keep tabs on those guys. And then you have kind of your classic broadcasters like a Jim Nantz or a Gus Johnson or someone that everybody knows, and someone that when you hear their voice on the broadcast, you know it's a big game. We've actually had a lot of guys, a lot of great broadcasters retire recently. Vern Lundquist just retired, Brent Musburger just retired, so we're kind of seeing a lot of guys that kind of we grew up watching, and you hear that voice, you know it's a big game, and they're no longer broadcasting.
So there's room for you.
I guess you could look at it that way. Yeah, there's always got to be the next crop coming up. Getting paid to talk about sports is like the dream, so I love that. But what I most enjoy about it is telling the story. I think that's the most important part of broadcasting, is to tell the story. And so, you know, it's always funny. People don't understand the amount of work that goes into it. Like it's more work than people think. They think you just talk about sports, but if you think about it, both fan bases are experts on their team. So you have to do enough research. Yeah.
No way.
You have to do enough research to be able to speak about both teams as if you're unbiased, but as if you were a fan. Like you have the amount of knowledge of someone that has watched them all season long, even if this is your first time seeing them in person.
There's a lot of debate going on in the collegiate athletics world about student athletes getting paid to participate in the sports that they are in.
Much like everything these days, like politically, there's always just, it has to be this side or this side. We can never meet in the middle. And I think when it comes to paying college players, there's good arguments on both sides, and the correct answer is probably somewhere in the middle. Me personally, I do think that they should be paid, but there's a lot of things that go into that. Like, does the star quarterback get paid the same as a men's golfer or a women's tennis player? Revenue sports versus non-revenue, and it's a difficult question. What we know is that these students are getting a free education, and there is value in that. But we also know that college sports is a billion-dollar business at this point. There's a lot of money being made, and I think when you look at, even if they're 18, 19-year-old kid, at least in the revenue sports, if you're playing football or men's basketball at a D1 level in a major conference, you're already more elite than most anyone will be at anything they do in their lifetime, really. I mean, flat out, it's so difficult to get a scholarship to play D1 big-time football or basketball. And so I think that they're making a lot of money and they should be rewarded. The question is just how many people get paid, and then what do you pay them? If you ever watch Gus Johnson call March Madness, which is when he's at his absolute best, one of my favorite guys growing up because he just has so much passion, so much excitement, and he always gets the best games too. It just works out that way where he always comes down to the wire, and then a guy will take a three late in the game and he'll go, "Rise and fire! Oh, he made it!" And he'll just lose his mind, and it's called the Gusgasm. And you know that's when the game just got really good, when there's a Gusgasm. So let me do it out of 1 to 5 Gusgasms, and I'm gonna give this 3.5 Gusgasms. Okay, I like it, above average for sure. I'm
gonna go a little classier. I'm gonna go on the Jim Nance route.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Hello, friends.
From Jim Nance on PGA to Jim Nance on March Madness. I'm gonna go Jim Nance March Madness because like he's so mellow, but can get you so hype at the exact same time. Like I don't know how he does it, but like I'm gonna, and this is kind of like this. Like I'm chilling right now, but I'm gonna be hype after like 5. Well, Andrew, thank you so much. Cheers, man. Thank you for coming on the show.
Enjoy it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in next time for Drinking While Interviewing. Bye. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. We hope you're enjoying this season of DWI. I hope I'm doing an okay job of hosting. Real quick before you go, Andrew Sanders has an excellent podcast on local sports. It's called Triangle and Two. We'll put a link to that in the description below. Thanks again so much for watching, like I said, and don't forget to subscribe and check out some of our other videos and our other series. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.